property business specifically in the UK, or was it a case of, okay, I've got a bit of a background in this, I'm back in the UK, I want to do something with it?
Yeah.
What was the sort of transition from 15 years in Russia straight back to sort of the UK?
I guess I'd break it into three parts. The first part was thinking that I was always in roles which were about 2 or 3 years long in terms of longevity. And it was a point where I knew that I'd work myself out of a job because I do a very good job and then become an expensive resource within the company. So I was brought in to centralize, optimize all of those processes. And then after 2 years, they say, do you know what? You're expensive, you know, we don't need you anymore. And I thought, can I keep doing that until my pension? Is that really kind of how I see everything? Where you're investing so much time in other people and then they don't give you back that kind of reward that you think you deserve. That's the first part. The second part was that I was becoming less and less unique in that market. A lot of Russians were starting to be trained and educated and kind of starting to become... The only difference really I had was my honor, respect, you know, prestige and those things, which to be honest, there are still good Russian experts out there. So I was becoming more and more expensive, and I thought, well, I need to make myself again unique. So that was the second part. And the third thing was that I'd made a kind of a pact with myself that the Russian World Cup was the final straw, the kind of the final piece in the jigsaw, which would round off my history, or I don't know, segment of my chapter of my life before moving back.
I want to actually get onto that because you brought it up, so it ties in nicely. A lot of people, so obviously I know you from property. I've from Facebook and sort of like seeing your stuff, Bespoke Sourcing. We'll go on to that a little bit later. But one of the things that stood out for me is obviously once we started talking a couple of months down the line, you sent me a link to a YouTube clip, and I was like, I opened it up and I was like, what is this? And it's you in the official sort of like Russia World Cup, singing the song, doing the anthem, the album. And then you sent me another one where you're on stage. So you had this sort of like music career, which I knew nothing about. How did that feel? And how did that come about? Because like I said, for anyone that's met you, you're so calm, collected that you'd forget that you have this, or they wouldn't know that you have this sort of like music career and ability and a love for it.
I guess it's weird talking about one topic about property and then moving into this, because it seems a bit strange probably for people who are listening to it. But I've had three main passions in my life. One is football, one is music, and one is, I guess, property, and actually, no, for Russia as well. And I guess that when I was growing up, I was really good at football. Nearly got a contract for Norwich City. Wow. As soon as I left Norwich City, I took up the guitar, started weeping and creating, ballads for myself, and started to sort of get more and more into music. And it got more and more serious. And then when I went to Russia, created a band, sort of making music, and I met a governor kind of for one of the regions in Russia, who saw us perform at one of those FIFA fan festival kind of like events. Yeah. So when the Brazil World Cup was going on, they saw us performing there, and there was a big screen, and we were performing, with some other superstars, like Russian superstars and stuff like that, and legends from the 70s that you wouldn't remember. But we were asked to make a song for the World Cup, and I just said, yeah, of course I'll make a song for the World Cup. That's crazy. And they were saying, how much is it going to cost? And I'm thinking, I'll do it for free. It's like, for me, this is going to be massive. It's a massive honor. So we wrote a song on the train home after the concert. We recorded it, and then they said, can you make a video clip for it? They started promoting it. And I guess the most interesting thing for me, the moment where I thought, my God, I can't believe how big this has got. I came out of a restaurant in a Russian city, and I heard my music being played on the streets. Wow. Fountains. There's fountains in the sort of the square. And I was nearly in tears. I could not believe it. I felt like Elton John or Robbie Williams or something like that. And of course it was never that huge. It was just a nice period and a nice chapter in the box to tick. Yeah. But we had the opportunity to perform at the opening ceremony. In one of the regions, we created a song for one of the host cities, and that song, literally the whole city knows. If it's played on the radio, they'd be able to say who it was. And it's a little small bit of fame in kind of the big picture of stuff, but for me it was a massive honor because it combined football, music, and Russia, everything in together. Yeah,
we won't talk about football because you're an Arsenal fan, aren't you? So we won't go there. Anyway, I'm United, so it's not any better. Anyway, It's crazy though, because you put yourself out of your comfort zone again regarding sort of like your music and sort of, it was a passion of yours, but a lot of the times you find a lot of people tend to sort of kill their passion or keep it sort of behind doors. But then obviously you performing, someone saw it, and then look what it sort of led to. I remember you writing a little LinkedIn post on this, which actually went viral, just about sort of following your dreams and following your passion. Just to bring it back.